Hello and welcome to the Holly Meredith Show. Thank you so much for waiting patiently for me to come back. I needed a break, I needed a breather, I needed a refresher because even I, little Energizer bunny that I am, even I get worn out with all of the garbage we have to deal with every day. Speaking of garbage, dear leader, as of yesterday, and I know you know I'm talking about, dear leader. Dear leader, as of yesterday, has announced to Benjamin Netanyahu that because Benjamin Netanyahu had the balls to stand against him and actually get back his place and run for prime minister and win, even though dear leader dispatched operatives to Israel to try to get him taken out of office with your taxpayer money, Netanyahu won anyway. So as of yesterday, dear leader has told Netanyahu that because he's not happy with Netanyahu winning, and he wasn't happy with Netanyahu coming here to give a speech directly to the American people, although dear leader just did the same thing to the people of Iran. He just did the exact same thing to the people of Iran that he's mad at Netanyahu for doing. He has told Netanyahu that, because of your behavior, it's probably going to happen that we're not going to back you up in the UN Security Council anymore. When they come up with all their weird and strange things they want to do to Israel that we've been blocking for the past 40 years, we're not going to block them anymore. That's called retribution. That's called a hissy fit. That's called a big baby in diapers who didn't get his way. That's called the idiot retard we have, pretending to be our president. That's called Looney Tune in the sky that should never be there. That's called the biggest mistake ever put on this country. Ever. That's only one of the many things he's done. He has buried forever probably the Keystone Pipeline, and this is what he says about that. That oil wouldn't even come to America. Lie, 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 and lie again. He does not want the Keystone Pipeline because he told the people that helped get him elected that he was not going to allow any more oil lines in America. He wants Guantanamo closed, although he should have been the first person put back in there when he was first elected. If ever anybody belonged to Guantanamo, it's Barack Hussein Obama. He is the biggest terrorist threat the country has. Yes, he is. He wants to close Guantanamo and release all those really bad guys back into the general population. And by the way, 5 of them are back in action as of yesterday. Maybe we'll meet them all again in Cuba because we're opening our embassy in Cuba. Do you like the way this is going? Does this sound even remotely like America? And if you really, really want to catch up on the news today, thank you, dear leader. We are running again. We ran from Libya. We are running from Yemen. We ran from Syria. We're really getting good at running. Americans have never run before, but we're becoming the world's greatest marathon runners and how to get out of a country when the dipshit in our government White House hasn't got a clue. We are now leaving behind in Yemen more than, get ready, $1 billion worth of equipment for them. That's because we're arming our enemy. We've been doing a good job of that for the past 5 years. We used to blow up any installation that we were forced to leave. And by the way, we were not forced to leave Yemen. No. Dear leader has called us back. Dear leader has told us we need to leave because dear leader doesn't want any of his brethren to possibly get shot. So we are running. We are turning tail. We are leaving all of our equipment, including guns, including a perfectly fine embassy building, including everything and all the information that's in that building. Probably none of it has even been taken out of there. Instead of blowing it to smithereens, which is what we used to do, what we should have done, what we should be doing anyway. And oh, by the way, on a good note, Fox News has just hired Rob O'Neill, the man who shot Osama bin Laden, as a permanent guest analyst. That's the good news of the day. And he was asked this morning what he thought about it. And guess what? A Navy SEAL who actually shot Osama bin Laden cannot believe that we just did what we did. But that's only one of the many things that we're doing all around the world, every day, in every way, to hasten the demise of America the beautiful. Into America the gone. Into America, remember her. Into America who? Because that's where we are going with this troglodyte. Look that word up, because I know you don't know what it is. Troglodyte. see that even though I've been off for a while, I haven't lost any of my vim and vigor. No, and I never will either. Let's go back to a few other things that are going on in your demented Congress, in your demented Supreme Court, land of the ancient seniles. You have 78, 80, 82, and 85-year-olds who have been in power for more than 40 years, deciding the course of our country. Do you wonder why it's all screwed up? These people, to put it politely, aren't all there. And yet they're not all there is making sure that you're not getting any of the money that you should be getting, because he, that's dear leader again, is giving it away all over the world. Into this vacuum is now stepping Vladimir Putin, a fantastic man, is now stepping King Abdullah from Jordan, another fantastic man, is now stepping, believe it or not, Bashar al-Assad from Syria, who gave our dear leader the finger a couple of years ago, literally, is now also stepping, besides Benjamin Netanyahu, is now stepping the wonderful, the incredible General President al-Sisi from Egypt, who closed 27 mosques in his own country just last week. And hey, he's a Muslim! The difference between him and what's in our White House, who is also a Muslim, the difference is al-Sisi understands what is going on. He understands that sitting in our White House is a person, a creature, a thing, a monster, or whatever you want to call it, who truly believes that his destiny is to be the first worldwide caliph of the first worldwide caliphate. That is his destiny, that he will rule the world, and everyone will bow to him. And the only thing he has to bow to is Allah. A pedophile, by the way. And that is really what he sees for himself in the future. And if you can't see what he's doing every single day to achieve that concept, then not only are you deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid, you really aren't even really alive. God knows what you're doing, but you really, really, really must not be paying attention to anything. You must be a rock. We have come to what I consider to be a constitutional crisis. We have Obamacare coming up next week in front of the Supreme Court. I have bets going with people. They are telling me they are sure that this time the Constitution will be upheld. They are sure that this time Obamacare will be thrown out. And I am saying there is no way in hell that they are going to stand against Obama. They are afraid of a race war, and they will absolutely, without a doubt, rubber stamp whatever it is he says he wants. And he wants Obamacare because it's the largest tax we've ever had dumped on us. He wants it, they're going to give it to him. He wants executive amnesty, by the way. We had an historical election, the last election. More Republicans were sent to our Congress than have ever been there since 1928. Have you noticed any difference? I know you haven't, because there isn't any, because both parties are the same. You have a one-party system, and they are both as corrupt can be. They haven't changed anything. Illegal executive amnesty, rewrite our immigration laws. Why, that's just fine. Little Barry wants to do that. We're going to let him do that. And by the way, while we're at it, we're going to give illegal aliens who've never paid 1 penny into Social Security, we're going to give them Social Security benefits retroactively. That's called the tax child credit. And you know, the one thing they are good at doing is having children endlessly and forever. They're always pregnant. I believe Mexican women are born pregnant. They're going to get money out of our Social Security fund that they've never, ever, ever paid into, to the tune of about $1 trillion. Now, I know you never hear this. And oh, by the way, in case, again, you're out there, little Mr. Liberal, saying, where does she get this information? I actually can read. I'm beginning to wonder if anybody else in America can. You don't seem to have read your budget. You remember Cromnibus, where we're now on the hook for almost $2.5 trillion in 1 year of money we supposedly don't have, which we actually do have. They just lie to you about it all the time, and you never know where the hell it went. Most of it goes into their pockets. I'm going to my break, and I know all of you out there know that I'm back. I'm just the same, if not worse. The vitriol is going to flow even more so. I can't wait, actually. Come back after the break.
Tulsa Beach, located at 501 East Atlantic Avenue, Delray Beach. We'd like you to join us for some of the finest, hand-picked, shipped daily Prince Edward Island mussels, along with the freshest seafood Delray has to offer.
Welcome back to the Holly Meredith Show. You know, I usually try to start off with a positive thought. I try. I really do try, because I love my country. I love fellow Americans. I love everything we've managed to achieve over the 238 years of our existence. I get upset because I see all of it, going down the toilet. And I don't see anybody really willing and able to stand up and fight about it. People know what's going on. People are aware, but no one seems to want to bite the bullet. Barack Hussein Obama has committed so many acts of treason that now it's not even countable anymore. He does it every day because he's allowed to, because nobody stops him. He can say and do just about anything he wants to say or do. And our Congress goes along with him. Therefore, you no longer have separation of powers. You no longer have 3 branches of government. You no longer have a constitutional republic, which is what we have had. You don't have that anymore. You have a group of people who are bound and determined to rob you as much as they can, as long as it's there to be robbed, and they're thinking to themselves, by the time everything hits the fan, I will be out of here. Not me, but the members of Congress and Obama. They don't really care because their money is all sitting in an offshore account. They don't really care about Obamacare because they're not under it. Why do you think a man like Orrin Hatch, who's 80 years old, looks forward to another 10 years as the senator? Because he gets the finest health care in the world with no cap, no deductible, and guess what? You pay for all of it. He's not in Obamacare. They exempted themselves from that joke. So they will continue living on your dime while you're dying an early death, broke, and struggling to support your family, and having your money that you do get, the little bit that's left to you, taken away because you didn't pay your penalties on time for Obamacare, or because you dared to actually want some kind of quality care and can't afford your deductibles, the minimum of which is now $1,000 a month. I don't know about you, but I don't know too many poor people that can afford $1,000 a month deductible. I don't know very many. That's because there aren't any. Once again, our beautiful, magnificent, incredible America the Beautiful now has a Navy that has fewer people in it than it has had since 1923. That's the strength of our Navy. Our incredible government is now sending money all over the world to all of the countries that hate us and want to kill us, while threatening our only ally in the Middle East, which is Israel, and our one-time, sometime ally, which is Egypt, while we continue to tell them we're not going to help them in any way. That is what is being allowed in your Congress today. Also, just in case you didn't know this, we have people running for office who really aren't even eligible, just like the one that's in the White House now. So if you're going to continue to beat up and tear apart your Constitution, why will you be surprised if you have no rights in the near future, if you're not allowed to vote in the near future, if you're told where you can live, what school your children can go to, whom you have to marry? And here comes the real beauty of it. If the entire country finds itself under Sharia law, and wakes up one morning to find that overnight you are now living under Sharia law. And if you have never read the Quran, here's the deal for you to understand. In the Quran, you're given a choice. You can either convert or die. That's it. There is nothing else. Convert or die. So if you like to wear a lot of rags on your head, if you think that someone who might steal a loaf of bread should have his hand chopped off, if you believe that adultery is only punishable to the woman and not the man, because the man gets off scot-free, the woman gets stoned to death by her family. If you believe it's okay to marry a 9-year-old, which they believe is okay, then you're just going to love Sharia law. There are no women's rights. There are no rights for homosexuals. The men rule the entire enclave at all times. Women cannot get a divorce. Women own no property. Women are chattels. Women are owned by their husbands, their fathers, their brothers, their sons. Women have nothing to say about anything, especially birth control, because you don't get any. So here you are putting in power, which you've done twice now, a man who believes in all of that. A man who wants that for this country. I'm going to get really into a few things in the next couple of shows, because now is the time where you have to stand up and fight. You really do. You have to either stand up and say, I'm willing to risk everything and lose everything, which is probably a possibility, or you're going to say to yourself, you know what? As long as I get my Obama phone and I have my food stamps, 90 million people don't have a job at the moment. He has raised more people in poverty since he's been in office than has ever been in our entire country's history ever. More people in poverty under this joke than we have ever had before. We have no economy. The little evil dwarf, Janet Yellen, is telling us that she might raise interest rates, but she's not going to raise interest rates because she and Wall Street are in cahoots. The reason Wall Street is roaring ahead at record levels is it's because it's the only place that people can put their money and make any money. If you put it in a savings account or a money market account, you get less than 1% return. This is all done on purpose to make sure that the people who got him into office, which is your Wall Street mavens and your Hollywood rich people, they put him there and they're all benefiting enormously. So I'm going to get ready to close my show. I want you to understand that this was just a warm-up because it's my first show back. But from now on, no holds barred. From now on, it's going to get ugly. And from now on, you can look forward to it getting ugly. Holly Meredith, I'll be back.
Hello, good morning. I'm Ray Flo. This is my storage, Lake Worth Storage. We've been here, I guess, about 8 years. It's been great. Love Florida. Love the storage business. I was meant for this business. Come with me. We'll go inside. And here's the fantastic staff. Mr. Josh runs it. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
And the quiet one. Look here, Marge. So there you go. All right. So, well, there is a lot to run in the storage. There is no silver bullet to make it successful. We've been very successful. So you got to have a few things. You know, you got to have, of course, the price has got to be right. You got to have a nice staff, congenial people. We have that. Place has to be clean. We have that. And we have to treat people with dignity and very nicely, and we do that. So we've got, you know, the price, the staff. We've been here a long time. We've got a good record. Above all, though, it really should be secure. And we have very little problems with that here. We're very secure. We've got 14 cameras there and some more here. So, yeah, we're set for the public. We're set up. Excellent.
Hi, I'm Maria of My Clean Home Services. Been in business for 5 years now. I specialize in residential and I also do commercial. If you need any references, I can provide that for you upon request. You can give me a call at 954-520-4282 if you have any questions. Thank you and have a wonderful day.